I'm going to tell you a story. My story of 2019. The life lessons I've learned will forever linger in my mind like the aftertaste of black coffee I've never enjoyed. Unexpectedly intense, dark, and persistently bitter. 2019 started with the biggest low of my life. My US visa petition got denied. I can still sense the anxiety going through my body when I first heard the news. Imagining that my life in Washington, D.C. would be over just like that felt like my worst nightmare come true. My visa denial meant I had to say goodbye to my life in the US and move back to the Netherlands. Packing up and moving out of my studio apartment that meant so much to me felt like an analogy of me saying goodbye to a part of myself. The Lydia that was in DC would cease to exist, leaving only faded memories behind. I decided to go on a last farewell trip before I would leave the US, potentially for good. I booked a week-long trip to LA, not knowing that this choice would create a rippling effect for so many life-changing decisions I would make. And although I'm not truly convinced something like destiny exists, this seemingly random decision sure looks a lot like it. It was like I needed to get out of DC in order for the universe to work its magic. My week-long farewell trip to LA turned into 2 months of road tripping through California. In a way, going to LA was still a farewell trip for me, but not a farewell to the US. Instead, it was a farewell to my relationship. It wasn't a bad breakup. It was actually a very mutual parting of ways. I'm very grateful for this relationship because it taught me that good guys still exist, but that not every good guy is good enough for me. And this was also not the end of the turbulent turns and twists of this chapter. I was enjoying the beautiful views of Joshua Tree when I received a notification of a new email from my lawyer. Notice of approval, it said. I remember silently rereading the email a few times before I was able to grasp what it actually meant. I had to make sure I wasn't hallucinating this because of a sunburn I got in the desert. But there it was. My appeal got approved, which meant I was able to stay in the US. Being able to continue my life in the US meant I had another decision to make. Where would I live? Since my life changed so much since I came to LA, I felt like I needed to stay here, to see where else this path could lead me. I flew back to DC to move the last of my stuff I had kept in a storage unit in case I would win my appeal. Another unexpected volta happened. My grandma wasn't doing well, and I needed to visit her as soon as possible. Although I won my appeal, my visa did not allow me to leave the US. I had a tough decision to make. Would I choose the life I dreamed of in the US and stay? Or would I visit my grandma and leave? I chose the latter. I believed that if I would be able to get my visa once, I would be able to get it again. Back home, I spent my time preparing for my visa interview. I haven't been that nervous ever since I had my very last law school exam. And honestly, I still don't really know how, but some way I did it. My US visa was granted for 5 years, including the option to leave the US and travel. At last, my dream became reality. After getting my visa sorted, I focused my energy on launching my 4th Supplied by Lily Stationery collection. It was my biggest collection yet, and it felt like such an achievement launching it in the midst of my personal life being a complete and utter mess. After spending time in the Netherlands and Russia for 2 months, it was time to go back to America and move to Los Angeles. I still find it hard to believe that this 5'1" girl from the Netherlands made her way to the City of Angels all by herself. I've been in LA for 3 months now, and I definitely feel like I'm just getting settled. It feels like all the stress and setbacks from 2019 prepared us mentally and spiritually for 2020 to be amazing. Thank you for being part of my journey. 2020 is going to be our best year yet. I can just sense it. I will see you very soon. Love, Lilia.